What's up, Giants fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to quickly talk about the Week 12 abysmal performance that the Giants had against the Detroit Lions, a game where they were up late again, and then a fourth quarter comeback by Detroit, thanks in large part due to our lack of coaching and defense. So the Giants lose their sixth straight game, fall to 2-10 on the year, 34-27 in overtime. Mike Kafka now 0-2 as the interim head coach. Jameis Winston 0-2 as the starter. Led 27-17 in the fourth quarter. Big question is, should the Giants have kicked the field goal when they were up 3 late in the game, rather than going for it on 4th and goal from the 6-yard line? The answer is yes. A lot of people were talking about this. Giants beat reporters, fans, famous people, even our own president said something why the Giants did not kick that field goal. If you go up 6 there, right, you put Detroit in a situation where, remember when they had 4th down, they have to go for it on 4th and long instead of kicking the field goal to tie the game. So that puts the Giants in a plus advantage situation where you can unleash your awesome pass rush against Jared Goff, who is not a mobile quarterback, and potentially win that football game. So that is a massive error on Mike Kafka. Analytics is really ruining football games, and it ruined another great performance by the Giants offense where Jameis Winston threw for 366 passing yards, 2 touchdowns to 1 pick. He had 4 rushes for 13 yards, including a 33-yard touchdown catch from Gunnar Olszewski on that little trick play, which was awesome. You saw the flea flicker early on in the game, that massive touchdown to Wan'Dale Robinson on the first drive. Giants outgained the Lions 517 to 494, a game that eclipsed 1,000 total yards of offense. They were 8 of 16 on 3rd down, so the offense was great. You had Tyrone Tracy, 62 rushing yards, 68 receiving. Singletary was solid in the run game. Wan'Dale had a career high with 156 receiving yards and a score, 9 catches. Isaiah Hodgins had a 12-yard catch. Theo Johnson made paveway over the middle of the field. It was the defense. And I will say there was one bright spot. Darius Alexander had 2 sacks. Nacho had 1. Javon Holland had a pick, but I like what Alexander's done a lot in his development in his rookie year, playing next to Dexter Lawrence behind him, and Nacho doing a good job. But that front 4, that front 7, they can't stop the run for the life of them. Giants were outrushed 237 to 122. Jahmyr Gibbs had 219 yards on just 15 carries and 2 touchdowns, including a 69-yard touchdown run in overtime. He also had 11 catches and a score, so not good. Amon-Ra St. Brown feasted, 9 catches, a $149 and a score. It was not good. Lions only had 1 sack, though. That came from Aiden Hutchinson. Giants had 7 penalties. Lions had 9. Each team had a turnover. So all in all, it was the defense that lost us the game. I thought Kafka coached well until that decision late to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6-yard line instead of kicking that field goal. On Monday, guys, Giants finally fired defensive coordinator Shane Bowen. Led a defense that blew 5 fourth-quarter leads this season. The Giants' defense ranked 30th in points and yards allowed. They brought him in to be a run-stuffing specialist. Under Wink Martindale, the Giants blitzed. They had great sack rate, good turnover rate, but they couldn't stop the run. It's been a problem for the last 3-4 years. Bowen, he just couldn't do it. Whether it was the personnel, the lackluster play calling, it was atrocious, and he could not connect with the players in that locker room well at all. You could also blame Joe Shane for not necessarily drafting the right personnel for him to employ, but a good defensive coordinator overcomes that, and Shane Bowen was just not. Also, another stat, the Giants were number 1 when Wink was DC in takeaway and giveaway ratio back in 23. They dropped to 26th when Bowen was hired in 2024, and even lower this season. Um, and this stat is alarming. They had a historically bad run defense this year, Big Blue did so far. Most yards allowed per carry in the Super Bowl era. Yikes. Um, in hindsight, Giants promote outside linebackers coach Charlie Bullen to be the new interim defensive coordinator, a guy who's been on the staff since the beginning of last year. When Shane Bowen was hired, he's got 18 years of coaching experience, 12 in the NFL, second as the Giants outside linebackers coach. He was the Illinois outside linebackers coach in 2023, and then for the Arizona Cardinals from 2020 to 2022. Bullen worked under Bielema at Illinois in 2023, former Giants outside linebackers coach as well back in 2020. Bullen was selected over DB's coach Marquand Manuel. Now, a lot of people were asking, why not him? Why not Andre Patterson? Why not John Agorgu? What's the best element of the Giants defense right now? It's the pass rush. Brian Burns has 13 sacks. Kayvon Thibodeau, 2.5. Darius Alexander, 2.5. Abdul Carter's getting a boatload of pressures. Everything else sucks. Sure, Marquand Manuel had play calling experience with the Falcons in 2017 and 2018. But the Falcons' defense was atrocious. Just because he has experience doesn't mean you elevate him from the interim role. Mike Kafka thought Charlie Bullen was best for this job. And also, Marquand Manuel is new to this Giant staff this year. So why not elevate Charlie Bullen, who is a guy whose positional unit has succeeded, the only one that has succeeded, in my opinion. It's not even really an opinion, it's a fact, based off the film and what we've seen statistically wise this season. And Bullen knows his unit. He knows his defense. He knows his players. And Kafka quoted, "We're going to give Charlie the reins to go and make the corrections that he sees fit for the defense, whether it's personnel, scheme, communication, calls," Kafka said. And so he's going to have to work hand in hand with the whole defensive unit to make sure that it's his vision on how he sees it. And obviously, I'll have my fingerprint on there as well and be there and try to be an asset for the group as well. So all in all, it's all you could ask for if you are Charlie Bullen and the Giants defense. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there, but it's rough because the Giants, not only that, they become the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention this year, right? Like, you could argue, yeah, Kafka, he's an innovative mind, but he cost us the game there. They're not winning close games, so changes have had to be made. Wins are turning into losses, guys, late in games. This is what it is. Rookie DT, Darius Alexander has more sacks than Abdul Carter. The scheme is not working. This is the earliest the Giants have been eliminated from playoff contention since 1976. This past Sunday was the 10th time in their 101 years of existence. 10th time in 12 years they've lost 10 or more games. It's the first time and only time they've done that in their 101 years of existence. So again, this move needed to be done, and thank God it was. Thank God it was. Not good. So Bowen is fired. I'm happy about that. One more thing I do want to mention from this game. We're splitting up the videos this week. I just want to quickly reveal New York Giants Player of the Week, Wan'Dale Robinson. This guy is a stud. All in all this year, he's been amazing. 9 catches for 156 yards, which was a career high last week on 14 targets. Leads the team in receptions and receiving yards this year. Has established himself as a more versatile receiver, and he'll earn a chunky payday this offseason for sure. 9th in the NFL in catches with 66, also 9th in yards with 794, and has 3 touchdowns. Some interesting stats I did not know. He has more receiving yards than Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Roma Dunze, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, and A.J. Brown. More catches than Drake London, Ladd McConkey, Emeka Egbuka, Nico Collins, and Jalen Waddle, and more touchdown receptions than CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, and Brian Thomas Jr., who's been out with an injury a couple weeks, but still, it's definitely impressive what Wandale has been able to do this season. He will get a pretty good payday, and the Giants, knowing them, they'll probably overpay to keep him. So that's where we're at. And you have to, because the more you look at things, they need to keep good talent on this roster, especially on offense for Jackson Dart, especially in a year and a 2-year spurt where the defense has been awful, all in all. So quickly here, Week 13 transactions, the Giants signed tight end Maximilian Mang to the practice squad, and they terminate kicker Jude Mikatomne. Jude just wasn't cutting it. Played in a couple of games this year, Denver game, missed a couple of PATs and a field goal late. Mang, 25 years old, born in Germany. He will be part of the NFL's International Pathway Program. He will replace Mikatomne in that regard. He attended Syracuse, 2025 UDFA, 6'6", 263 pounds. He spent the offseason with the Colts and some time this year on their practice squad. He was released from there on November 18th. This move made following Thomas Fidone, rookie tight end out of Nebraska, landing on IR. So Joe Shane and the Giants wanting to go out there and get some more depth at the tight end position. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got a Tommy DeVito revenge game this week. Hopefully all goes well there. There should be some fun energy. Maybe on our preview show with the Giants and the Patriots, we'll talk about Tommy DeVito a little bit and see if the Giants come away with the win, because the last time the Giants played the Patriots, they won because of Tommy DeVito. Folks, appreciate you all tuning in. Shane Bowen is out. Charlie Bullen is in as the interim DC. Giants now 2-10. Looking to build off some very few bright spots this season and hoping to get Jackson Dart back for their Week 13 matchup. Appreciate you all watching to this video. A little bit lengthier this week. A lot of more topics covered due to the holiday weekend that we would usually cover on the preview show, but we appreciate you all sticking with us. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. Appreciate you all, folks. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.